Well, yeah, because said.
Bud Beaver,
Charlie
I have a
Windows
Was that?
said
Bud Beaver and all that. Okay.
Farmers use it during storm.
Okay, it's 4:30, folks. I'd like to call the meeting to order.
Yeah.
For public information, a copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted on the east wall of the Commissioners' room. Roll call, please.
Meyer,
Here.
Harris,
Here.
Knapper,
Here.
Reisig,
Here.
Blue,
He is notified that he wouldn't be here. Sorry. He has an excused absence. Could we rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to the agenda, we do have one change. Jackie Guzman from the Early Childhood Extension Educator will not be here tonight, so we can scratch that off the agenda. Are there any other changes? Kelly, do you have anything else besides that?
No.
Board, anybody? Not entertain a motion for approval?
I'll move to approve the agenda as presented with the changes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Board, your votes?
the lady. Go ahead. Okay to close?
Closed.
And I'm just voting, Mike says abstaining, so you got 4 yeses.
You might want to just put it down as absent rather than abstain, because he's not actually here to do that.
When you do the minutes. When you do the minutes, you can.
Okay. I want to remind everybody, the board does reserve the right to enter into a closed session at any time that we feel is necessary. We do have 2 executive sessions at the end of the agenda tonight that we will discuss when we get there. Moving on the consent agenda. Nobody wants anything removed. I would entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda as presented.
I will move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second? Record your votes.
You have 4 yeses.
Yes. Thank you. Need a motion to move into the Board of Equalization, please. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Record your votes.
You have 4 yeses.
Thank you. First item is to receive the tax list corrections.
I don't, anybody, if you viewed them, if that's good enough, or if you want to move them to the next meeting.
I think everybody reviewed them. We're all right with, okay. Motion to receive the tax list corrections in.
I'll move to receive the tax list corrections.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? Record your votes.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't. I did.
The man got it.
There we go. Okay, thank you.
4 yeses.
Yes. Okay, first item on the general agenda item. Oh, we have to leave the Board of Equalization. I'm getting ahead of myself. I need a motion.
I'll move to leave the Board of Equalization.
Is there a second?
Second.
Record your votes.
Four yeses.
Yes, thank you. Okay, next item is a presentation to Mr. Dan Munford, Scotts Bluff County Tourism. And I'll come down there, and Dan, if you would come forward, please. This is from the Landmark Country, presents this to Dan. Morford. I wonder. You know who you are. Thank you for your dedication and contribution to tourism by serving on the Scotts Bluff County Tourism Board. How many years? 7 years? 7.5 years. Thank you. Thank you so much, for the input. You know, plus these guys. Meetings that I've. Brendan never complained about you once. So anyway, on behalf of the board and the Senate board, congratulations. Thank you for your service. Yeah. It is.
And if I may, I just want to say, I mean, he is just irreplaceable on our board. He came to us with so many creative and inventive ideas. He's one of the few board members, you know, if I needed somebody to sit in the tourism trailer or help clean up at the Rubidoo, you know, trading post where he was always there. As a matter of fact, I was going to tell him that if he, you know, if retirement absolutely doesn't work out for him and he hates ice fishing the way that I think he probably will. He's got a career in jewelry making. He made me this very special necklace a few years ago. An artifact that we were cleaning up out at the Rubidoo Trading Post. He made me, it's like a cow hip bone necklace. So it's very beautiful. So, you know, he's got another, yeah, so.
Very nice.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah. Wish you the best.
If I could just add a few words, just for record keeping purposes, Dan's position on the tourism board is a reserved position. So whoever comes in to be the next superintendent at the National Monument will fill Dan's position. And we're super lucky to have had Dan in that position. My experience with Dan on the tourism board is that he's been so level-headed and sees both sides of, or all of the sides of all of the issues, and he really brings a level of professionalism to that board that is much appreciated, and also, like Brenda said, the creative piece that he brings to it. I was just bummed out when Brenda told me you were retiring. I was pretty bummed out about it. So, what are your plans in retirement? Are you sticking around the area? Are you going somewhere else, or? Okay.
Friendships and partnerships and create more than us. Looking forward to finding some fishing spots.
Well, enjoy yourself. And thank you again for your service, Dan. Really do. Okay. Next item is discuss, consider approval of the updated drug and alcohol testing policy for Tri-City Roadrunner. Kurt?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. So I sent you the updated version as well as the markup copy for all the changes. NDOT just finished an audit. There were a number of findings, some within the drug and alcohol policies. A lot of it, if you looked at the markup copy versus the clean copy, it's a lot of language changing. The only major change is they are adding an oral fluid testing method, which we probably won't do. We're still doing breathalyzer for alcohol testing and urine for drugs. I don't see any change to that. This just like says to clean up based on recommendations from the FTA auditors, and they're working with a consultant to help ensure that all the agencies are in compliance. We're finalizing documents that have to be sent up to this consultant to make sure we are currently at 100% on all of our random testing. Everyone that gets selected gets tested every month. And all of our frontline supervisors have the required reasonable suspicion training. I don't foresee any issues with any of the stuff we're going to present forward to them. My training safety and compliance coordinator, Tara Perales, is also our designated employer representative, so she handles most of this for me. She's doing a good job on it. So I don't know if you have any specific questions on the changes. If not, we can approve it tonight. If you have specific questions, to be honest with you, I got this done early. We have a few more weeks to get it done and to the state. So if there are specific questions I can't answer, we could table this until I can get back to you. But reading through it, I didn't see any more than mostly some rewording and changing and then the addition of that.
Plus, they also fall under the county's policies also.
Correct,
There's an accident or whatever, it's an automatic
Post-accident,
drug test, yeah.
Yes, we have, and actually ours are probably as strict or more strict.
Sure.
So than the county's policy. And it's per FTA and DOT guidelines.
Okay.
So
Anybody have any questions or concerns about it? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the updated drug and alcohol testing policy.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any other further discussion? Kurt, thank you for your work on it. Appreciate it. Okay. Hearing none, record your votes, please.
Okay, close?
Got all the votes.
You got 4 yeses.
Okay, next item is consider approval of 2023 wage comparison for the communication center. Tyler?
You're gonna take it.
It's targeted here.
No, you got this there. Okay, so the union finally agreed on what was presented to them back in either May or June. And so I'm here to get your approval of the new wage scale for the dispatchers and supervisors.
You want to highlight what's going on with it, Tyler? Or?
Sure. You'll see on the first page there the comparability study that I conducted with the what's the acronym?
Comparable counties.
Yeah, the comparable counties.
Array.
Yeah. Then you'll see the current table that they're on listed first, and then the new medians in the second table. And then on the second page, you'll see the same thing, but for the communications supervisors, but you'll see less counties listed because some of the comparable counties do not have supervisors in their communication centers.
So Scotts Bluff is under the title current dispatcher wage scale. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our current scale. And then the next scale is the median of the comparability study.
So we're just asking to go to the median.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, are the cities or cities, because Columbus is a city, not a county, North Platte is a city, not a county. Are they stipulated in your wage or in the union contract?
Lisa?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are they in the union contract? I know I see this with the correction center. It's
Yeah.
like these are our comparable counties, da, 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 da. And
Well, these
York
are-
County is
these are
not
the same
comparable.
ones that we use.
What's that?
If it's listed in the actual, in the FOP union contract, I don't think I've seen a section in there that says we.
Okay. So how do you just go for a different? Wait, I mean, I'm sorry, I just saw this for the first time Friday. So you go for what comm center across the state?
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are, well, these are comparable comm centers to us, but they're comparable. to us.
Okay, how are they comparable?
They have the same amount of working positions, similar sizes of staff, populations that are covered.
Okay. So recognize some of the
number of
counties.
calls, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's all included.
Adams, or Madison, and then Buffalo and North Platte maybe have a little bit more than us.
Buffalo's Kearney, right?
And it's my understanding that the union approved this wage. And so they're, by them approving this study, they're approving the list of comparables that you've chosen.
Yes.
Specifics.
Yeah, I can.
Who was in on the negotiation, Tyler, besides yourself?
But yours not. Typically look at.
So there wasn't anything other than wage was the only discussion? Is that correct?
No, this year we changed a lot of wording in the union contract, of different areas. And also we had to adjust the area in their union contract that lists, the shifts that are assigned because our staff has been growing since it was last negotiated. And the wording last time was that would only be brought open every 3 years. But wages would be brought open, every year. And so we also went over that and they approved it. But we haven't had time to have it completely rewritten out.
So the only thing we're approving is the wage piece of it?
Yes, and
Is there anything else that needs to come before us as far as the rest of the contract is concerned?
there will be soon, yeah.
Okay.
This is a year you can change?
Yes.
And how does this compare with the study that the county did, the board did on all wages, or were you included with that?
He didn't
They're
compare.
union employees.
Oh, so they weren't included with that. Okay. You're right.
You hold off voting on this until he and I can discuss what all he wants to update in the contract, because he didn't bring it before human resources to
That's why I brought
compare
it
it
up.
to the wage survey.
And he's saying that
We
he's not
have to-
asking for that to be approved. But, all right, so
Well, he's asking for approval of the wage comparison.
And it would be a retro when it is approved?
Yeah.
To July 1?
Okay. I would entertain a motion that we table this, at least till the next meeting, till Lisa and Tyler and Troy have an opportunity to discuss all of it, if that's okay. Okay? Do I have a motion to that?
I'll move that we table it until the next meeting.
Is there a second? I'll second. Is there any discussion? Record your votes, please. Okay, thank you, Tyler.
So I want to be sure about a couple things here. So that wage study was done by Tyler and or Troy. Would that be
Yeah,
true?
we contacted all of the counties and got their information of what their pay is for dispatchers and supervisors.
Okay.
And then we just ran the median because that's what the dispatchers would get if they went to ICR. I think that's the name of it, right?
CI.
CIR. Okay.
And he is correct. We would not have done the wage study for the comm center
Right.
because we didn't do, except for the sheriff department, we didn't do the other unions.
No, I understand that. I think one of the good thoughts or lessons would be that whatever those numbers are, if they can go through Lisa's office well in advance, at least a week that they get to review things.
Is that, it's a budget impact also.
It is, and it's I guess I'm trying to make sure that I feel that so we've done our own survey here with our own what I'm going to call the administrative leadership staff It's not being, this wasn't one done by the employees themselves.
No.
Okay, so that. Okay, so,
Yeah, and actually, I did the study back in like May or June,
okay,
and it was given to the union, and I think at that time I had dropped off a copy of HR business so long ago that it took them to
and are you
the
saying
union
that
to agree on it. That
this study was done way back then?
yeah,
Okay. All right, well, we've already voted for next meeting, and I think that's good, and I'm assuming it'll be passed easily, and, but certainly sending it through HR is always gonna be a wise idea for us to be able to hear what they have to say. Okay?
I get,
All right.
my concern is that if it was done in May or June, you know, we could have had this to take into consideration when we were doing our budget hearings in August or September. And here we are 5 months later. It's going to have I don't think it's going to be a significant impact on the budget, but it's going to be an impact.
It's going to be something different than what we
Something
approved.
different than what we
Yeah.
approved.
Yeah.
And I looked over the comparisons and the, you know, the requested increases is really not, something that's going to be.
It's not real significant.
But it's still something, and it's, you know, if we could have had
I
this.
I based my budget
That's what I
Okay.
want.
on this.
On these
They're wanting
numbers.
Thank you.
That's what I wonder.
That's great.
Good.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to next item. Discuss, consider approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement with Kimball County for Veteran Service Officer. Lisa?
Okay, I will talk to you about it. Matt wasn't able to be here. Sent you a copy of the agreement. You should bet in your packet. And this is a pretty standard agreement. When Matt went and got a hold of the Lincoln County VSO's agreement, it looked word for word like this. So it's pretty standard between county. It looks a lot like our Banner County one as well. They had two changes for us since this was sent to you, and I'll just point those out real quick. In line 5, property, there shall be no real or personal property jointly acquired to be held as part of this agreement. I think yours is missing the word "be." So Banner County sent it back to us, not Banner, Kimball County sent it back to us saying, add that word in that we should have said that we're doing a term of 7 months. At this point, just see how this goes for the next 7 months.
That gets us through budget time. Is that what
And then we can renegotiate with budget because the number we put in there, $885 a month, is based on current budget salaried amount for Matt, where he will be going through one more wage study increase and probably a step increase as well. So we can renegotiate the monthly term. So at this point, it would be starting December 1, because they've already been doing the work, $885 a month, and over 7 months, it would be $6,195 deposited to the general fund to support Matt's services to Kimball County. And we also added a bullet number 8. This is us. This is different. Mileage reimbursement for Matt if he travels to Kimball, that Kimball County should pay him for his mileage. And then we added another section here, I guess now that I'm thinking, that they are expected to keep a person in the office there. They have a gal right now named Darcy Wheeler. I thought I put her name in here. That they are expected to always employ somebody in that office. The burdens of the actual office and day-to-day operations of the Veteran Service Office in Kimball County will be still for Kimball County to employ and keep the person, keep the office and the day-to-day activities in line down there. We aren't responsible for that.
Yeah, I think I mentioned, maybe at the last meeting, I don't know if I mentioned at that board meeting, I did visit with one of the commissioners from Kimball County. And it's going to be more of a overseeing what's going on. There's not going to be that much of Matt actually have to be in there. I guess Darcy, and I don't know her, does a pretty good job getting things done. And just somebody
Others
sign
should.
off on things and make sure that things are running smoothly. But as far as having to go down there for everything, he didn't feel that was going to be necessary. In fact, very little of it actually, what he said. So I don't know that it's going to increase Matt's workload that much more, other than maybe just some more paperwork. Other than that, he should be fine.
And this 7 months will be our trial run to see how it goes.
Find
that
out,
way.
yeah, we'll kind of find out how it's going. Okay, all right,
We're only approving for 7 months.
correct. Okay, so with that, I would entertain a motion for either approval or denial as presented.
But you're saying this is retroactive to the beginning
days
of
ago.
the year?
3 days ago.
3 days,
Oh, just
December
3
1.
days. December 1. Okay. I thought for some reason we were going clear back to. Okay. No, I don't have a problem with that. All right. So I'd move approval of the agreement as presented.
Is there a second?
Also,
Any other discussion? Record your votes.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. There is no old business. We'll move on to public comments. The Board of Commissioners will receive public comment on any items discussed at this meeting or future meeting, understanding that no action will be taken. Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to speak to the board? Okay. If not, we'll move on to board and staff reports. Start with the board. Russ, you have anything?
well, we forgot to mention at the last meeting, I kind of got by me was the entrance to Experiment Farm Road at just east of Mitchell. That intersection has all been rebuilt, repoured, and all redone. It's really nice. Did a really nice job. Steve had Infinity Construction reconstruct all that, and it's done come out really well. They like to have Steve, when he gets his chance to speak, talk about our box culvert on County Road 5. Bring us up to date on that. He was out there today, so that's all I have, basically.
All right. Yeah, I had a couple of meetings, nothing really significant that really impacts anything the county's doing right now. Been busy. We do have the appreciation lunch on Wednesday. I'll remind everybody of that
At 11.
at 11
I thought 11:30. That's why I said at 11.
o'clock.
11.
If you don't sign up, you're welcome to come. Bring a folding chair and a sack of lunch. Mark, you have anything?
No, not specifically, but I will mention, I did call in and tell Heather that I would not be there. I've got to go to Cheyenne to the doctor and, on that date. So I won't be there. And could we confirm again some dates?
Hang on, how far out we going?
Oh, into January?
Well, but I don't have a calendar for you, but let me pull one up.
There's a little one, but I can't see it very well.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, so I just want to be sure our meetings this month were on regular schedule, the 4th and the 18th.
Correct.
Through,
Correct.
nothing changing that. And then when we get into January, I think that is the.
January 1st, the Monday.
So
our
I'm assuming
meeting-
we're going to Tuesday then,
Correct.
January 2nd.
Tuesday the 2nd. And then isn't the next one also a
15th
potential
will be
issue?
holiday.
So instead of the 15th, we're going to
The
16th,
16th.
Tuesday the 16th. All right. Just wanted to
While
confirm
we're
that.
on that, and it's kind of slipped away from me, and I should have said something earlier. We normally meet ahead of time at some point, either before the meeting, and discuss committees, appointments, all that sort of thing. Which,
And I'm going to be handing.
okay.
Good.
And would you like to have a special meeting for that, or meet early on one of the dates here prior to our first meeting in January?
Is that when we reorganize the first meeting?
Yeah,
December.
yeah. This would be coming up in December.
We reorganize in January.
Yes.
So we need to do this
Well,
either
that's
on the
what that's
18th
what I'm asking is when you
or
want to
come
do
in
it.
early is what he's
We always done
asking.
them in December.
Well, we do it prior to the meeting, so we don't take up a lot of meeting time,
That's
public
what, that's
time.
usually.
Well, to me, we ought to do it on the 18th, not the 2nd.
Right.
I agree.
So do you want to meet at 3:30? Is that early enough to go through everything? What's that?
We have to
Yeah,
have
but
it.
I
We have to have it done
before.
before the first meeting,
So January
January 18th.
December 18th at 3:30, you said?
Would that work for everybody? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be all right.
Okay. You'll send a reminder of that, Kelly. So I'm putting it in here, but that doesn't always mean that I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate that.
So the issues here was 3:30 on December 18th. And then both meetings in January are Tuesdays instead of Mondays.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I had.
All right. Charlie, you have anything?
No, just that our NACO annual conference is coming up next week.
Yeah.
So there'll be some folks out of the building, out of the offices. Some will travel Tuesday afternoon, be gone through Friday, some will travel Wednesday. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Okay, thank you. Staff, Lisa? Brenda?
I'll be gone the entire week because we have Sports Nebraska prior to that. So I go right from Sports Nebraska and party to NACO, set up our booth, concentrating on sports again. Especially with the Class B baseball kids and also the gravel.
I understand the decision was already made on that, wasn't it?
Girls, we got
The girls, 4 more years. We'll bring that in. Well, that's cool. Thank you for doing that.
Sure appreciated and SAA will tell you that they haven't had one complaint. And
I heard a comment from one of the coaches back east, and they consider coming here as an adventure for the kids, where a lot of them have never been here before, and they enjoy it. They love it. Every time they come, they just love it. And
so
yeah, they really enjoy coming out here. The course is beautiful. How they're treated, and I mean, they just had nothing good. I have nothing but good to say about everything. Thank you guys for your hard work on that. I know. Yeah, and you do.
that's pretty exciting. And then I'll just go ahead and jump into January. Of course, I do the National Western Scott Show. Work 2 days. We'll miss Dan here too. It's usually my sidekick at National Western, but I'm gonna work Martin Luther King Day, and then on Monday, and then on Wednesday, I'll go down to the governing bodies of USA Sports again. I don't know exactly who I'm going to visit, but I can update you on that. I'm sure I'll probably spend some time with the cycling people, so that'll be good. And then I'll just go ahead and throw in too, in February, I was asked to speak at the agritourism conference, and they asked me to focus on how we got the bid for Gravel Nationals, so couple busy months.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. You do represent us well. I've no problem with that. Thank you for doing that. You make all of us look pretty good. Although we don't do it, you do it, so we're good to go. All right. Kurt, you have anything else to add?
with. If you're interested, there is a new one. So it's a collaborative video we'll put together. It's from IC Roadrunner, Open Plains Transit, and KCCS. We're kind of address how we're trying to coordinate using the agencies to maximize useful access and to be really being more than we have been able to increase the people where they need to be when they need to be.
Okay, very good.
Beautiful. Still shots.
Okay.
I bought one, actually, or we approved it and we purchased one, so that will be our ad for the next year, but yeah, they're beautiful.
Very good. Thank you. Steve, anything?
Does that go all the way to the bridge?
Yes.
Because we had just done the bridge, right?
No, there was another bridge.
The next one, yeah. I see. Okay.
Cameron 5 Bridge. Stretch we've been working on. Looks like they're finally getting a little success with dewatering. They actually have their some sub-base rock in there, and today they actually have their mat crushed material down. So hopefully now they're doing get something forward. So, they did submit a $18,000 change order. Baker about pulling material in, and they weren't planning on. Myself and Baker denied it, so it wasn't too really did it. It was part of their bid. So,
Good. Then we don't have to do it.
section probably a section of the road. Highway 26 that bridge 10 cars a day. It's gonna cost $800,000 probably to repair that bridge. It's a 4-span bridge, so. If you're out driving around, maybe we can drive that way.
Where's that at?
On Footville, south 26, it's Highway 26, it's pretty good.
Little northwest town.
Down, just south of the Berean Church.
Yeah.
Entrance. I'm not the Berean,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, Mitchell Berean Church.
Mhm.
That's something that.
It'll be dark.
It would mean that then, what is that, Spring Creek Road? So the only access onto Spring Creek would be at the two far ends.
Off of Sunflower.
Yes, and bar.
Yeah. So whatever that is, a 6-mile stretch or something like that,
Yeah.
probably. But if the traffic counts are 10, we probably gotta consider that.
I could have a hard time justifying it. Unfortunately.
Okay, thank you. Jeff, I see you're here. Do you have anything to add? Okay. Kelly.
I was gonna hand these out, see if you guys wanted to be deciding what to do before our reorganizational meeting. So if we're meeting early, I can just leave them at your desks or
That'd be fine.
reprint it. You guys could take these home and go over what you might want to change. I mean, obviously, we're gonna have to take off the health department. Right?
Right.
And so that's, I just was gonna hand those out. That's it.
Okay. With that, I need a motion to move into, excuse me, anything on legislation? Sorry. Okay. That, we have two executive sessions. The first one we're going to do is regarding contractual situation. And in that meeting will be the board and Lisa and Kyle Long. So I'd entertain a motion for that one. And then second motion would be executive session for the purpose of a personnel concern. And that one will be the board, Lisa and Mr. Schladewitz. So I need two separate motions, please.
On the first one, I'd move we go into executive session for purpose of strategy discussion regarding contractual situation, including the board, Lisa, and Kyle Long.
Okay, so is there a second? I'll second. Record your votes. Okay, now I need a motion for, sorry,
Four on that one.
can we? Now the next,
We don't have to come out first, Joe.
no, we'll just stay back
Excuse
here.
Mr. Long.
And then we'll come back and, so I need one for the second personnel.
Make a motion for executive session for purpose of a personnel concern. In that session would be the board, Lisa, and then to bring in Jeff Slater.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Record your votes, please. Okay.
Were you the second?
I don't remember who this,
before
I
you
didn't
speak-
hear who the second was, I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll move into executive session at 5:12. Dan, congratulations. Good fishing to you. All right.
So that one's going. Can you guys?
Mr. Carlin?
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe we're back in regular session at
7:28.
7:28. No action was taken. No other action to be taken. We're adjourned.
7:28.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Thanks, Kelly.